So if you run a hotel, you know the deal with online travel agencies, or OTAs. They promise to fill your rooms, but you're always left wondering, at what cost? Today, we're going to dig into this hidden OTA tax that could be quietly draining a full 20% of your revenue. And more importantly, we're going to lay out a playbook to help you stop paying it and finally take back control of your business. Let's jump in.
I mean, this is the goal, right? A packed lobby, happy guests, checking in. Your hotel is absolutely buzzing. And to get here, so many of us have turned to the big booking websites, just hoping to fill every last room. And you can't blame them. These platforms offer unbelievable reach, putting your hotel in front of millions of travelers. But that convenience, it definitely comes with a catch. And there it is. That's the number that keeps so many hotel owners up at night. A massive 20% commission on every single booking. Just think about that. When you're paying out a fifth of your revenue to a middleman, trying to be profitable feels like a constant uphill battle. You're working harder than ever, but a huge chunk of your money is just gone before you ever even see it.
But you know what? That 20% fee, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. The real, long-term damage from relying too much on these platforms goes so much deeper. It's all about what you're losing behind the scenes while you're busy running your hotel. Let's peel back the layers on these hidden costs.
This quote just perfectly sums up how absurd this whole situation is. Think about it. You've got a loyal guest, someone who knows you, who likes your hotel. They go to Google and they type in your hotel's name, but the first link they click takes them to a booking site, who then turns around and charges you a 20% fee for a customer you already had. It's basically like paying a finder's fee for finding yourself. It's crazy.
So it all boils down to one thing. Are you renting your customers or are you owning them? When you get a booking from an OTA, sure, you get the booking, but look at what else is happening. You pay those high fees and you get absolutely no customer data. That person's email, their booking history, the platform keeps all of it. They also hijack your search results, often outranking your very own website. But when you get a direct booking, it's a completely different story. You keep all the profit, you own that guest relationship, and you actually control your own brand online.
Okay, so what do? How do you actually fight back?
Well, the solution isn't to just burn the ships and delete all your listings. The OTAs can still be a great tool for new people to discover you. The real strategy is to use the platform for that initial discovery, and then you aggressively convert those people into your own profitable direct booking guests. It's about taking ownership of that relationship after the first date. And this is where the math gets really fun. A lot of people think, oh, I can't afford to offer discounts to get people to book direct, but just look at this. An OTA takes 20%, which means you're left with 80 cents on the dollar. But what if you offer that same guest a pretty generous 10% discount to book directly on your website? Well, you get to keep 90 cents. The guest is happy because they got a deal, and you are still 10% more profitable on that exact same booking. That's the aha moment. You can absolutely afford to bribe your customers back.
All right, so you get the math, you're ready to do this. This isn't about just crossing your fingers and hoping guests decide to find your website. No, this is about having an active, repeatable playbook. So we're going to walk through a really simple but super powerful 3-step plan to take back your local market.
So here are the 3 plays we're going to run. First, dominating your immediate area, your own backyard. Second, we're going to look at how to ethically steal customers from the big box chain hotels. And third, we'll talk about how to give guests an offer so good they have no reason to use a booking app ever again. Let's dig into step 1.
Okay, step 1 is all about winning that hotel near me search. This is huge for those last-minute travelers who are already in your city. And the way you do it is with really surgical ads. A radius fence just means your ad only shows to people who are physically within, say, 3 miles of your front door. Then you add day parting, which means your ads only run when people are most likely to be booking, like on Friday afternoons. It's incredibly efficient with your ad budget.
Now this next step is a bit sneaky, but it's brilliant. Is there a big Marriott or a Hilton right down the street? Well, with the competitor Conquest play, you can set up an ad that shows up only when someone nearby searches for that specific competitor. Your ad can pop up saying something like, "Looking for a room at the Marriott? Try our unique local hotel instead and get a free breakfast." You're literally catching a customer at the exact moment they're about to book and offering them a better, more local alternative. And finally, step 3. This is where you make them an offer they just can't refuse. Remember that extra profit margin we found? This is where you put it to work. You use it to fund incentives that the big platforms just can't compete with. Things like a special discount for their first direct booking, free breakfast, a complimentary room upgrade, or even just making it super easy with a one-tap button to call your front desk. You're making the direct option easier, cheaper, and way, way better.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but if you're a busy hotel owner, the idea of setting up and managing all these complex ad campaigns, it's a lot. It's overwhelming. But that's where technology becomes your secret weapon, letting you run this entire playbook without having to become a digital marketing guru overnight.
The amazing thing about the tools we have now is how simple they are. It can literally be as easy as just pasting your website's URL into a box. From there, an AI agent can analyze your hotel, your amenities, your location, and it automatically builds out that whole local domination playbook we just talked about. It completely removes that huge technical hurdle.
And it's not like it just sets it up and then walks away. The whole system runs on autopilot. You get these really clean, simple dashboards that show you your results, how much you're spending, how many direct bookings are coming in, and meanwhile, in the background, it's working 24/7, constantly tweaking and optimizing your campaigns to get you better and better results so you can just focus on being a great host.
So let's bring this all home. The entire conversation has to change. It needs to shift from how can I get more bookings on the OTAs to how do I own my guest relationships. It's a fundamental change in mindset. You stop being a tenant on someone else's platform and you start being the owner of your own traffic.
This quote really says it all, doesn't it? The goal is to own your bookings, period. Stop paying the middleman. Start owning your traffic. Every single guest you convert from a platform to a direct booking becomes a long-term asset for your business. You stop paying rent and you start building equity in your own customer base. At the end of the day, every commission dollar you send to a booking platform is a dollar spent building their brand, their customer list, and their company's valuation. It all comes down to one critical question you have to ask yourself. Is your marketing budget building your business, or are you just building theirs?